and stuff her up your butt.
Fucking magnificent.
Fucking genius.
And we're live, everybody.
Live on someone's channel. Not my channel. What the hell am I doing here?
You're here because I want you here.
Fair enough.
How are you, Fresh?
Good.
I missed you.
Roro says it's a hobbit.
Nice hat, buddy.
Thank you. I love this hat.
It's very tweedy.
It's from Harris Tweed on the Isle of Harris Gizzard stew.
Hell yeah, it's the real deal.
It is the real deal.
How long have the Harrises been making tweed?
Quite a while. Is it in the hat? Does it say?
Goes way back.
It doesn't say.
Goes way, way back. Trust me, a couple 100 years at least. Those Harrises.
There you go.
You know, it's funny because I got myself a Harris tweed hat when I went as well. But mine,
They're lovely, aren't they?
mine is like a bowler. I got like
Oh, you got a bowler hat.
Harris tweed though. It's pretty cool.
I just wanted to join the Plumes of Hazard. I'm ready.
Ready? Sleeves up, sleeves off. Oh yeah, I like your scarf too.
Thank you.
Is that
My
your
Armstrong clan colors.
Those are Armstrong colors.
Yeah, it's the Armstrong. The Armstrong.
I'm glad to see you.
Where's the off button?
Oh, he left me by myself. Come back,
That's what you
Fresh.
get, that's
Come
what you
back.
get for a plaid joke.
So let's say hello to some folks out there.
Sure.
Off the top of my head, I see John A.
John A. What's up, John A?
Yeah, I see Indy's Best.
Indy.
Kim Dixon's out there.
What's up, Kim?
Justin Valley.
Justin Valley?
Here, do you know who this is? Vape Ross Vape. Vape Ross Vape.
Run, Ross, run?
Run, Ross, run.
Vape, Ross, vape, vape, Ross, vape. He'll be there in no time.
I hope your hip's doing better, buddy.
He'll be there in no time, I think.
James Capozzi
What's up, James?
is in the house. Marcia Berryman. Welcome, Marcia Berryman.
Hey, Marcia.
Alfred Pudding. Alfred Pudding's here.
Alfred doesn't miss shows these days.
The Green Bay Vapor is here.
Go Niners.
Green Bay Vapor. How about Minnesota Vikings? No?
I mean, they beat the Niners the first week, but the Niners totally had that coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got a tie the second week.
Did they?
Yep, 29-29.
Who tied them?
The Vikings.
Who?
The Minnesota Vikings.
No. Who played them to a tie?
Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay did.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Hence the conversation. Started by a Green Bay Vapor. Jay Jerry. Jay Jerry is here.
What's up, Jay Jerry?
Who else? Bones. Bones is here.
Bones. What's up, Bones?
Edward Cap.
What's up, Edward? Say hi to Mimi.
Say hello to Mr. Burgundy for me.
Whale's vagina to you, good sir.
There, we missed that. Do you know on Friday show I actually got Addie Tooney to say that?
I know, right?
Can you believe it? Well, Addie Tooney is a changed person since you left him here with me for like a couple weeks. He's like
he doesn't even care anymore.
No, I just totally corrupted him.
Oh, okay.
He's saying really things that he would have never said before.
Are you harassing him into saying these things, Gizzard Stews? Is he saying them on his own?
No, he's just going for it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. All Day Vape is here.
What's up, ADV?
Paul Subhuman.
What's up, Hash?
Yeah.
How you doing, homie?
Hash is here. Chevy Man's here.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Barry Hot.
Barry Hot, what's up, girl? What's up?
Barry Hot. Train Sonic. Kenny B. Kenny B. Kenny B. What's up, Kenny B? Mueller. John Mueller's here.
Row-Row was hanging out. What's up, Row-Row?
Row. Your boat. All right. So.
Saturation station.
Yeah. There's lots
Addie Tooney always tells people to masturbate.
There's lots of people out here.
Swag.
I can dig
Swag's
it.
hanging out. The Swagalicious one. What's up, Swag?
Swaggy. So everybody, welcome to Fog Life. I am so glad you're back fresh. I missed you.
I missed you guys too. It felt weird watching. It felt weird trying to watch the shows because I felt like I should be able to chime into the conversation.
I sent you an invite. You probably got it at like 3 in the morning or something.
Yeah, it was about 1 in the morning.
I figured. So overall, was it awesome?
Yeah, it was a great vacation. Knocking everything over here.
That's cool.
Yes, it was a fantastic vacation. It was so long that I actually felt like going back to work the last couple days.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. I would have been a wreck at work today, though, so I'm glad I took today off.
I imagine you had the jet lags.
A little bit of the legs. I look like a. Is it just the angle of the camera? Is that what's going on?
What are you looking at? How suave you look?
No. It looks like I look like I'm a paper boy.
A little old for a paper boy.
I know a guy who did like massive routes when he was like 50 or 60.
Really? You look magical, Fresh.
Thank you. It's all this Scottish gear I've got on.
Hell yeah. Oh, you got a SPORKLyFE shirt too. Shout out to the mixtress.
Shout out to Rin. Love you, Rin. She'll never say it back, but in her heart, I know somewhere deep down there. She has some love for Fresh 03. I know it's in there somewhere.
So I want to welcome you back, Fresh. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back instead of me walking around talking to my camera pretending that someone was there.
I'm going to go ahead and invite the rest of the crew in.
Okay.
We got some more introductions to do. So you guys can all pop in whenever you're ready. And then we'll get rolling here. It'll be magical. There he is. There's Addy Tooney. You're muted, Addy Tooney. You're muted. He's not muted.
Here we go. Lumi's been warming up. I like it. I like it. Good job, Lumi.
Oh, don't do
warming
that.
Warming up for the return of the Monday show.
Don't do that or I will judge you.
I had to make some of this up for Nick.
Oh, yeah. Some Addies.
Yeah.
Addy's yogurt, nice.
Addy's yogurt. Nick Devine will be joining us. He had to go to the basement for something. He'll be back.
Roland, I did not buy any vape gear while I was over there. All they had was like tanks, man. It was all tanks. I did buy a couple bottles of liquid just to support the shops that I went into, but really they didn't. Like there was one company in Edinburgh that was putting out liquid, but there really weren't. There everywhere I went into, I asked about, you know, is there anything local, and they would always point at this one from Edinburgh, and it was always the same stuff. So it was mostly U.S. liquids that were in there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, did you go into any vape shops?
I went into a bunch of vape shops, Gizzard Stu. They were everywhere.
Wow.
And there was a ton of people vaping. It was fantastic.
Hey,
Awesome.
wait a minute. This was my homework to ask him questions.
Well, go ahead and ask him one then, Lumi.
All right. Did anybody recognize you and be like, Fresho 3?
Nope.
That's no fun. Well, that just killed all of my thunder.
Everyone wants to know, did you make it to the shed?
Did I make it to the shed? Stay tuned to the vlogs to find out. The vlogs aren't done. I'm not done uploading vlogs yet. So.
No spoiler? You don't want to spoil it?
I don't want to spoil it to let everybody know if I made it into the shed or not.
Okay. Lumi, was that it? That was all you had?
No, I had more.
Okay, go.
All right. What was your favorite thing that you ate that you have not eaten in the States?
I know.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Haggis.
Haggis wasn't nearly as bad as everybody makes it out to be.
No,
It
it's
wasn't
good.
nearly as bad. It tastes like breakfast sausage.
Yep.
Do you see yourself making this?
Making
at your
haggis?
home? No, the pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah.
So big misconception. Sticky toffee pudding isn't actually pudding. It's a cake. It's a cake made with dates and coffee, and they put like a caramel toffee sauce over the top of it, and then you can either get whipped cream with it or ice cream. I would recommend the ice cream because it's a hot cake, and you get the ice cream with it. It gets all melty. It was so rich and delicious. What's up, that babe?
It sounds really delicious.
It was wonderful. Sticky toffee pudding was amazing. I'm gonna be chasing that. I'm gonna be chasing that flavor in a vape form forever. It's gonna take me forever to figure it out.
Nah. Week at the most.
A week? I think it'll take late because I had like the first one that I had was the best one I had the entire time I was there. But if anybody's ever even thought about going to Scotland, go up to Inverness, go to 27 and get sticky toffee pudding. It's fucking amazing.
Better get started before you forget what it tasted like.
Oh, I won't forget that taste. I won't forget what that stuff tasted like. Holy cow. Holy cow, was that good. But yeah, that was my favorite thing I ate was sticky toffee pudding. I had it in several locations.
Well, I gotta say thanks for doing so many vlogs because it kind of felt you were like you never left.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, like I said, I'm still uploading them. They're right here. This is what I was talking to the whole time. I was talking to my camera or talking to my phone. I've got 2 more left in Scotland, I want to say, and then I've got all of my Iceland vlogs.
I would say thank you as well, just because I was able to live vicariously through you past couple weeks. It was good. I was encouraging Fresh. Climb up there, Fresh.
I know. Climb up there. He tells me to jump into a waterfall.
Jump in there.
And then I take a picture of the rest of it, and he's like, "Don't jump in there.
Don't jump in there. No."
Jump into a nice glacier waterfall.
Oh no, it's like a 50-foot drop off the side of this waterfall.
It looked like
the top portion of the waterfall looks all nice, and then the water all flows to the side, and then it hits the next one.
It's like in a crevice.
Like 50 feet down. That waterfall is bigger than Niagara Falls.
It looked like certain death.
That waterfall is enormous. You'll see when you get to that vlog, everybody.
Oh, you're gonna make us wait to see the waterfall?
That's right.
So
well, if you were in the Fresh Pre-Book or Fresh from the Kitchen, I was also posting pictures in there, and you can go look at what it looks like.
I don't know how to Facebook, but I do have revenge now. You ready for the sad question?
No sad no sad questions.
Nope,
Let's go. What's the sad question? I want to hear it.
All right, so how upset were you while you were on vacation to read that the FDA is now making 5 large companies work on vaping and to getting that to younger children? Did it feel like...
you're talking about you guys, the Scott Gottlieb. You guys have 60 days to figure this shit out, or else.
And you need to write us how we're gonna plan it. Were you just like, everything went to hell?
No, I mean it's to be expected. I mean with the direction that he's gone, like anybody that didn't expect something like this, I think was foolish. But this shit was coming at some point. Like there's too much public pressure for someone like Gottlieb to ignore. And if he wants to keep his job, because I'm sure Donald Trump tweeted him or whatever form of communication he does with Dr. Scott Gottlieb. Yeah, from his shitter. I still believe that's where he does all of this tweeting. But yeah, no, I mean, anybody that didn't see this coming was a fool. I mean, with the way that it's been portrayed in the media, and the way people are, in an uproar about it. Of course, they're gonna. You guys have, of course, he was going to pull. You guys have 60 days. I think Addie Tooney and Vinyl and Vapor put it best, though. Okay, you're calling this an epidemic when we're under 5%. What about the opioid addiction? Why aren't you calling those assholes out? Why aren't you calling Big Pharma out? Because Big Pharma pays your paycheck. Yeah. Or does all your funding. That's why. Yeah. Because for anybody that didn't know, the FDA is not a government organization. They've been adopted by the government, but they're not a government organization. They're a private organization that happened to be placed into control over the top of these things by a law way back. So they rely on pharmaceutical companies to fund them because the U.S. government defunds them once a year. So it's to be expected that something like this was going to go on.
Now, a happy question. I don't have that. Yeah.
You don't have a happy question?
Mine was food questions. It's been taken care of.
I have a question.
Did you make any new friends? Because did you make any new friends, Fresh?
Lots of new friends.
That was my question too. Did you make friends with this cow?
Are you showing a picture of the cow right now? Mm-hmm. That cow was a selfie superstar. All I had to do was hey buddy, over here, and the picture was perfect first time.
Did you have any interesting conversations with the cow via mooing and have people stare at you like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I was out in the country at that point, so there was nobody else around but me, my mom, and my aunt. So it's all good.
Did you moo at any pretty Scottish girls?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was. Oh man. There were some times I was walking when I was out doing my walks, and I was just like, "What the fuck is up with this country?"
Good. I'm glad you had a riot.
Yeah, it was a really good time. Really, really good time.
You're gonna retire and move to Iceland, aren't you?
I would like to. I got a whole lot of money to save before they'll let me in, because you have to buy a piece of property, and then you have to have, I think it's 200 grand in the bank before they'll let you in.
Holy funk!
And it is now the most expensive country in the world. It finally beat out Norway. Norway got taken down a peg. In your face, Northeast. Actually, I'm Norwegian too. Norwegian and Scottish.
So, all of those pictures that I loaded fresh, you will not be able to see them now.
Okay.
I thought you would be able to.
I can have the show on mute here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Norway.
I did a lot of work. I actually. Uh-oh. What happened to Addy Tooney? He hit the wrong button?
Okay. So I'm waiting for pictures to pop up.
So I don't know if this is going to be too delayed to try and do this, because I had it all planned out different. They'll be able to see the pictures long before you see them.
There's me and the cow.
Yeah.
Do you have the original picture, or just that one?
No, I had the original picture up first.
Oh, okay.
And then actually I was going to show the picture that you made.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was the other cow.
That handsome herd of cattle I ran across.
Yeah. And then basically the first picture was where you're standing next to a sign that says "Welcome to England."
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I went down there in Baden. I went down there looking for English cattle to make Scottish cattle.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Let's see if we can get it going here.
Oh, that's that picture of that really ornery cow. Yeah, that's when I stepped foot in England.
Basically, what I did was I kept track of all of my favorite pictures that you sent back on your Facebook and stuff. So these are actually probably not your favorite pictures, but they're my favorite pictures that you did. This is you're standing next to the TARDIS.
Oh yeah, that's actually a coffee shop that they do in the morning. But it was kind of cool to run across that, and I was like, aha! Take a quick photo here.
And then the next picture is a picture of your night hat, your knit night hat, which is...
You mean this one?
Yeah, so tell us a story about that.
I was at Stirling Castle, and Stirling Castle had just changed their rules to Edinburgh Castle rules, as they called them. So there's a fin on it too, everybody.
It's a pretty bitchin' cat.
So you couldn't take your bags inside. So we wound up taking turns staying outside and watching the bags so that we could all each go in and take a look around. And I was standing out there. It was my turn to watch the bags. So my mom came out and put this on my head.
Looks like it needs a bigger flap.
She visited the gift shop in there, I take it. So the next favorite picture is a picture of your new chapeau, your Harris tweed that we already kind of mentioned. That is one nice hat.
Right. And the cool thing about it is, as you're in there looking at hats, you got the hats all made with just the single material, of all the different tweeds.
And
but I saw this one. I was like, you know what? That's got all the tweeds. So I'm going with all the tweeds.
The next picture is a picture of you standing in front of a grave, it looks like, with a cross. I really like that picture with the clouds in the background.
I'm waiting for it to pop up so I know which one it is.
Yeah.
So I can tell you where it's at. Oh yeah, that's out at the Armstrong graveyard. And that grave right there is, I want to say, from the 1300s. Like they've just put it back up over and over and over again.
It almost looks like a sword.
And there is an Armstrong under there.
Yeah, it almost looks like a sword sticking into the ground. And then the next series of pictures is you were at the Standing Stones. It looks kind of like Avebury, but I imagine that this was not Avebury.
No. Where was it? Was it starts at the sea. It's out on the Isle of Lewis. The Standing Stones. That's where we had a little service for my uncle and spread some ashes, and yeah, it was very powerful. Like those, you don't realize how big those are. Just looking at those pictures that Giz is showing, you don't realize how big those stones are. Most of those stones were probably close to 20 feet high.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, there's one.
So just the ingenuity of someone, because those have been up for 3,000 years.
Sure.
So the ingenuity to put those up back then is just, it's mind-boggling. You know, just imagine them, because this is up on top of a hill. This big formation is up on top of the hill. And it's in the shape of a cross. And so you just think of the engineering that had to go in that, just, you know, people hauling them up the hill on rollers and, you know, whatever rope they happened to fashion. But yeah, it was a very, very cool place. Very, very cool place.
And then the next picture, I really like this picture. It's a landscape.
Yeah, that's out on the Isle of Harris. That's from the Isle of Harris. You would just go around the corner on a road and something like that would pop up, and you know, you get the reflections. You get the reflection of the clouds on the lake, and that was one of the few times when it wasn't fairly windy out there. But yeah, it's Isle of Harris is amazing. We went on this drive called the Golden Road, and so you were able to drive around the entire island on Harris. That was single tracks, but it was really well maintained single tracks and well thought out, so that you could see people coming from quite a ways away. So it was a lot better than the single track roads that came later in the trip.
Then there was a picture of you standing next to the river. And then there's a picture.
Yeah, that's in Inverness, Scotland. Mm-hmm. That was there's a little walk you can take. It's called the you go out and you start walking out there on the side of the River Ness that actually comes off of Loch Ness. I didn't see Nessie at all, but you can just walk for as far as you want, pretty much. And it goes out to this place called the Great Glen, which is you go off this little bridge and then out onto this little island that's out in the middle of the river, and that's where that was. It was out in the middle of the River Ness. I love that walk. I love that walk because I think I probably walked like 5 miles that day. I just took off because we had time to kill before our train came. So
yeah, and then the next picture, there was a picture of, looks like a path going through the forest trees.
Yeah, that's the Great Glen I was talking about. Yeah. So you just start walking along the River Ness, and you'll see a sign for the Great Glen, and you just walk out to it, and you can walk on that island for like a mile out and a mile back. It was just lovely, and everything looked like that picture right there.
And then the next picture, I think you were on a boat. It was a different day where you were headed out to an island or something.
Yeah, that's it's probably when I was headed out to Lewis and Harris, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it was a clear day, real blue skies.
Yeah, that had to have been Lewis and Harris, and it was a 2.5 hour ride out there. It's a 2.5 hour ferry ride out across the ocean.
And
So
then,
yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Lewis and Harris, I would definitely recommend to anybody who's going to Scotland. It's worth the time to go visit. It's way out of your way though. It's way out of your way. Like if you didn't rent a car and it's super pricey to roll with a car onto a ferry. If you're just using like the public transportation, it's a 3-hour train ride up to Inverness, and then another 1.5-hour bus ride up to this place called Ullapool, and then you hop the ferry on Ullapool, and you ride out. We actually stayed overnight in Ullapool on the way back.
How was the ferry ride? Was it nice, calm water?
Yeah, it was nice and calm both ways, come there and back.
so the next series of pictures are all different castles. You had lots of pictures of different castles, and I picked out the ones that I liked the best.
That one, the first one is looked like Edinburgh Castle. The second one is Inverness Castle.
Mm-hmm.
That's Inverness Castle. Used to be run by an opium dealer. That's how it got built. That's the reason it's as nice as it is. Guy had plenty of money.
They want to know if you got a kilt.
I did not get a kilt. Kilts are like $700.
So then I should knit you one?
Oh my.
You could if you wanted.
It'd be so much knitting.
Yeah, just all the pleats, Lumi. Holy
You'd be
cow.
knitting for a year.
I would appreciate it a lot, though. Yeah, it's like
like a
$700.
knitted like scarf, but you'd be wearing it as a skirt by the time I'm done with it.
Hey, Nick, you're back.
I was never here. Remember?
Ever.
Yeah, that's
tonight.
right.
Ned.
You're late.
Hello, Nick
but we
Dubine,
don't
who I did
care.
not say hello to earlier. Hello, good friend.
What's up, friends? Hey, I have a question. I have seen you guys were asking questions. What's the hour difference? And there was another one, but what's the hour difference?
It's about 8 hours.
8 hours ahead?
It's Greenwich Mean Time, so it's we were on summertime, British summertime. It's 8 hours ahead for me, so it'd be about 4 hours ahead for you in Scotland. Or 5 hours ahead.
And what you might have said this already. What was the temperature like there?
I didn't. Yeah. It never got over 70 the whole time I was there. Most of the time it was in the 60s and 50s. There was a couple nights where it dropped down in the 40s, but for the most part it was in like the 50s and 60s the whole time I was there.
Yeah, you were bundled up a couple times.
Yeah, there were some days where it was just plain freaking miserable. But I mean, yeah, most of the time the coat you guys saw me wearing was just a raincoat, so it wasn't overly warm.
How was the sky at night? I know that might be a weird question, but in Philly, like we don't have like stars and stuff because all the city smog.
Because the light pollution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the big cities like Glasgow, Edinburgh, Reykjavik, you don't see stars. It's lit up just like a big city, like you'd expect. Out in Ullapool, it was beautiful because it was just you walk out and you can walk like 20 feet and you're out of the city lights and just all the stars. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But yeah, I mean. So typical for whatever size city I happen to be in that night.
So one of my favorite pictures that you took was of somebody had put a traffic cone on a statue.
Yeah, they put a traffic cone on Prince George, on Prince George's head. That's out in front of the Glasgow Museum of Modern Art. And so every once in a while they'll take it down, and by the next morning that traffic cone's back up there.
So it's like a normal everyday thing. They just keep climbing up there.
Yeah, they just keep climbing and putting it back on.
I thought you put it up there because I kept telling you climb up there.
You did keep telling me to climb up there on lots of stuff, and most of the time I had already climbed up that thing, whatever it happened to be. But yeah, that one gives me just going you go around the corner, like if you don't know where it's at, like you would walk right past it over and over again, never seeing it. But you just go around this corner and all of a sudden there's this statue, dude sitting on his horse with traffic cone on his head. I just laughed and laughed.
All right, so
it's a funny picture. It's funny to see in pictures, but it's way funnier to see in person.
Then I think this building's actually in Iceland. If you can glance down at your thing when it catches up, just an amazing looking building.
Is it the Harpa building?
I don't know. Keep looking at your phone. It'll be there in a second.
Yeah, that's the Harpa building. That's the. You guys can stay tuned for my blog. I promised at one point that I was going to do a 30-minute blog in Iceland. I did a 30-minute blog in Iceland where I walked around Reykjavik for 30 minutes talking to the phone, where I actually go inside there and you can see what it looks like from the inside, because the inside's even more breathtaking.
And then,
but yeah, there's a picture of the inside right there. Yeah, that's the Harpa building. The Harpa building is an opera house. It's their opera house in Reykjavik. The locals used to hate it. I think a lot of them still do hate it just because of the way it looks and how it contrasts to everything else that's there. But there's all these new buildings going up along the waterfront that have really similar to that. There's Hallgrímskirkja.
Yeah, is that the pointy building?
That's a church.
Okay, that's really unique architecture. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's really neat to see. It's designed after like the whale bones. It's designed after whale bones.
And then that noise? That's Nick. Nick, you got your mic is chirping again.
Oh, chirpy, chirpy. Yep, there it goes.
And so there was a statue out in front that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's Leif Erikson.
Yeah.
There's statues all over Reykjavik with Leif Erikson. That one right there is from a park. That's also Leif Erikson.
I like that 12th century church with the flying buttress construction. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was Glasgow Cathedral, which is one of the oldest buildings in Glasgow. Right across the street from it is the oldest building in Glasgow, which it doesn't look like much. It's an old merchant house. Because you know how churches used to be, they controlled everything, and so the cathedral was here, and the building was here, and the cathedral got destroyed, and they rebuilt it in the same place. But the other building across the street was from 1503.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then there was a picture of the thing that
that waterfall you told me to jump into.
I told you not to jump down there.
Yeah, that's Gullfoss. That's Gullfoss waterfall in Iceland.
And then there's a picture of Old Faithful.
Old Faithful?
Old Faithful, yeah.
Oh, that's Stoikir. It's one of the that thing goes off like that like every 5 minutes.
A prolific geyser.
Yeah, it's a really consistent. Consistent's a good way to put it. So you can, yeah, because I was able to get a selfie next to it. I was able to take all sorts of really neat pictures of it.
And then this was a nice picture that I really liked, and it made me think that you took time to stop and smell the flowers.
I stopped and smelled the flowers a lot.
Yeah,
when I was over there.
That's good.
Is it the picture of the bluebells?
No, they're orange. If you look down, it's probably there now.
Yeah, that was up in the cemetery. That was up in the Armstrong Cemetery. Yes, I did stop and smell those. They were almost rose-like, but the reason I took that picture is just the oddity of those seed pods along the back of the plant. That's what caught my attention the most.
And then the final picture that I liked was one that showed what you look like when you got back.
Let's see what this looks like. Let's see what Gizzard Stew's throwing up here.
It just looks like you're completely wiped.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, I sent that to Gizzard after I got back into Seattle.
Ta-da! That was the presentation.
The worst part of traveling is a lag.
I thought
I'm doing pretty good today. We'll see how I hold up after this.
I thought it would be cool for some of the people watching that didn't get to see everything that you were posting over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't watched the blogs, I didn't get a chance to post them in the Facebook groups, but over on my channel, I'm on day 14 of the vlogs, or vlog 14. I did multiple vlogs on several days, so but right now it's the 14th vlog.
So I was actually behind on some of those vlogs, and I was really confused. I was like, if he's posting these vlogs, how is he supposed to be on the show tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm about 2 days. I was about 2 days in when I finally got some internet that I could post. What's the EVE headquarters? What's EVE? I might have gone to it.
Did you see Northern Lights in Iceland?
No, they were not. The days we were there were both listed as Category 2, which is not visible in the city. Even though I was walking down along the waterfront where the lights weren't as bad, I didn't see anything.
You saw them last time you were there, didn't you?
No.
No.
No, they're fairly rare in the summer, just because when I was there, the sun disappeared it didn't really disappear. It just kind of went gray for about 2 hours or so. But yeah, it was no northern lights, even though it was a little later in the year. They'd gotten their first snow in the mountains though.
Iceland looks really beautiful. I want to go there someday.
Yeah, Iceland's amazing. I'll go with you, Gizzards. I'll go with anybody who wants to go to Iceland. I'll go with you.
What's the best time to go though? Like springtime?
I went in May and it was amazing.
Are they on the same? They're probably similar climate to Minnesota, I would imagine. Right?
They're way cooler than Minnesota.
Is it?
No, during the summer they're way cooler, and in the winter they're way warmer. Their lows are generally around 19 degrees, and their summertime highs are usually roughly about 65. But they said they only got about a week of no rain this summer.
Wow. So it's always lush and green.
The moss is green.
Oh yeah.
The growing season's so short that like they grow hay, things like that, but everything else is grown inside greenhouses.
Yeah, they got a lot of geothermal activity there too.
Yeah. A ton of geothermal activity. That's a light way to put it. Everything like their country, their energy is completely green.
It's awesome.
It's all geothermal and natural gas.
To mine Bitcoin there, because power's so cheap.
Yeah, that's about the only thing. Power and hot water are about the only two things that are cheap in that country.
What the hell was that?
What was that?
Nick was moving his camera around.
He's muted though.
Wow, that was loud. Anyway. Yeah, I just think it's so cool that you got the opportunity to do that.
I love my Armstrong scarf.
What did you miss the most?
What did I miss the most? Probably doing the shows. As far as things that I missed in the U.S.
Kitty.
Sausage, biscuit, gravy.
I did miss biscuits and gravy. I did. I actually went and had hash browns and gravy this morning. I did miss that. Quite frankly, not a lot. Not a lot. Both countries I visited were very modern countries. So things were open plenty late. Not like U.S. late where everything's open till like 10 p.m. It's not like that, but everything's open till like 7. And then you can go find dinner until midnight if you want. So it's not all that different. Not all that different. Except for the 500 and 600 year old buildings. But things that I actually missed about the US, not a lot. Not a lot while I was gone.
When you were in Scotland, did you see any wee brown trout?
I did not see any wee brown trout.
Damn. Because if you would have seen wee brown...
They were out fishing for the wee brown trout.
I know. If you would have seen wee brown trout, it would have been...
We'll be back magical. In a wee minute. They tell you that all the time. Be back in a wee minute.
That's a good question for you. So how did you get into any of those parts of Scotland that are really Gaelic and you can hardly understand people at all? It's like...
No, they all speak English.
Sort of.
They're honestly the hardest city to understand anybody was Glasgow. And I thought, because we went everywhere and we landed in Glasgow, and I thought maybe just the brogue was throwing me off, but I went everywhere else and I understood everybody else perfectly. We came back to Glasgow, and they were still hard to understand because they run really quickly and they like everything rolls together with the way their brogue is, and so like they'll say 6 words and it sounds like one, and you're just like, I'm not sure what the fuck you just asked me, man. And then they'll slow down a second. You're like, okay, now I got you.
Well, we were struggling without you, without your magicness.
Without my magicness? What magic?
The usual magic.
But we got her done.
We got her done.
My ability to ramble on and fill time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's about the only magic I bring to the table.
There was some cricket action, but we handled it. Good. We tried at least.
Good folks.
It was few and far between, the crickets.
It looked like Gizzard Stew was cracking the whip on everybody.
Cracking it. Especially Ned. Right, Ned?
There you go. RG's sporting a Scotland flag over there. He probably knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Where are you from, RG?
Bad when Ned's on the channel every single week.
No, that's awesome.
So Nick, I mixed some of this up for you. I mixed up some Addies and I mixed up some Shindo mint chip.
Oh, that mint chip.
Awesome.
The best thing I vaped over there, Leilani's peach coconut cobbler. That recipe's magic. That was the best thing I vaped over there the whole time.
Sounds good to me, except for the coconut.
The coconut's really light. Even you wouldn't go, ew, suntan lotion, Gizzard Stew.
I like coconut, just not in the vape.
RG's in Glasgow, so like if I was talking to you, RG, I might be like for real, dude. Like I don't know anything that you just said.
Bell up to Barbara. We're gonna have some bugs of weed. Huh?
No, it was like I went and ordered a decaf coffee, and she's like, do you want your coffee white or black? And you're like, like what? Like, wait a minute, what'd you just ask me? And she'd slow down, and it's, do you want your coffee white or black? I'm like, oh, okay, black coffee. I'll throw the cream in myself if I need any. But yeah, there were several folks in Glasgow where my eyebrows shot up through the top of my forehead, like I don't know what you're trying to tell me. But that was really the only place. Even when we went out on Harrison Lewis, which would be considered fairly remote, and Gaelic's actually the first language. Everybody spoke English very clearly.
The first few days you were there, I thought, Damn, there's nothing but graveyards and churches in Scotland.
Well, that was Glasgow. I was posting a lot of Glasgow there. Glasgow, we went to the necropolis, which is incredible. Just this, it's a graveyard built on a hillside where a bunch of merchants decided that they were going to put their graves, and so they all competed with each other.
Competed with the headstones, you mean? Yeah,
the size of their monuments to themselves.
They were like dying to get in there and stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Their stones before they died?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I figured it would be hard to brag if they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look at my monument as they're whipping their dicks out at each other.
Yeah. That's where I'm going to be buried someday.
Good luck.
It was cool you did the Harry Potter thing.
Oh yeah, where the Harry Potter gravestones? Yeah, where that was one of the things I told everybody I was going to do before I left. I said, hey, I'm going to go find as much of the Harry Potter stuff as I can for you. Because anytime you go to Edinburgh, I mean, that's what people ask you to do. It's like, hey, go to the Harry Potter store. So I did go to the Harry Potter store.
Oh, damn. You got a wand.
Oh, yeah.
Got a wand.
Oh my goodness! We're matching. I got Luna Lovegood's wand on my arm.
That's my favorite. She's one of my favorite characters in all of literature.
Whip it out. Whip it out.
Let's see this thing. Oh, jeez.
Now it's broke.
No, it's fine. This fucker's solid oak. Even comes with a little Luna Lovegood stand for it.
Slightly less than a kilt. Seems like a good souvenir.
Yeah. I got very few souvenirs for myself. Gizzard Stew, I hope you like booze.
Uh-oh. Well, I have been known to take a wee nip of the old Scotch whiskey.
I did not get you Scotch whiskey.
Uh-oh.
Do you know how fucking expensive a good Scotch whiskey is, Gizzard Stew?
I do.
You think I like you that much?
Well, you know, you could have been one of these little things.
They don't have those. They don't have the wee bottles.
The wee
they don't do wee bottles, Gizzard Stew.
Here's a wee teeny bottle of 50-year-old Scotch for you.
No, they don't do that. They all stay. Those all stay in the good ones.
So were the vape shops all tiny?
Most of them were single room. Iceland had a pretty nice vape shop right up the top of the hill, right across from that big church.
Really?
Yeah, they had a really nice vape shop. Dad, I did make it back. Super Nerd Vapes is out there.
Super Nerd Vapes.
Yes, I did make it back, Subaru.
Did your dad go on the trip?
No.
I didn't think so.
He wouldn't fly over that much open water. Like, we've tried to talk him into cruises and stuff, and he's just... I think we've almost got him talked into Iceland, just because I think he likes the thought of a road trip. And that's what you do when you go to Iceland, is you go on a road trip.
My wife wants to go so bad.
We didn't day wee bottles. That's right, RG. Yeah, no, a bottle of scotch. For those that aren't aware, a good bottle of scotch is going to run you somewhere in the neighborhood of between $80 and $90.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Gizzard Stew,
but you got me some kind of libation.
I did get you a libation, Gizzard Stew.
That's good.
Now, did you have to pay duty on this stuff, bringing it back?
No, I got it in the duty-free store. And then I shipped stuff back. So I'm waiting on everything to come. I'm waiting on all the souvenirs for everybody to come in. Yes, Ivana. She's been very, very lovey since I got back.
Because you were gone for so long, huh?
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
get
my neighbor got her a peacock feather, which she promptly destroyed. And then she got her some cat grass, and she's been over there just mowing away on the cat grass. So,
Nick, I know you're dying to ask another question.
So, how long was the flight?
the flight was 8 hours to Iceland and then another 2 hours over to Scotland. So 10 hours total, but we got like an hour and a half break.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
You don't want to sleep. You don't want to sleep. You don't want to sleep on those flights because you'll get. I mean, you could sleep on the one going over, but it's really tough because it leaves at like 4 in the afternoon, 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and so you're getting there about midnight-ish your time. But when you land in Iceland, because we flew Iceland Air, so you fly through Iceland both ways. When you land there, it's like 5 in the morning. So if you were going to sleep, you could do it then. But the strong play that I found, everybody, when you're doing these international flights, is stay up on the flight when you get there. Stay up for as long as you can. Stop, take a nap, and then that should set you straight. But take a couple hour nap. Don't do like a 20-30 minute nap. Take a couple hour nap, and then you should be able to power through the rest of your day, and the exhaustion will take you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Force yourself awake.
Yeah. But flying back, do not sleep on the way back on international flights. Do not ever fucking sleep on the way back on international flights, because you will die. You will die when you get back, because it's way worse coming back in time. Because we left at 5 p.m. and landed at 6:40 p.m. So if you sleep during that flight, you slept your whole day away, and you're going to be up all night, and that's when the jet lag really kills people. Yeah, Australia is like 18 hours. We're starting to talk New Zealand.
Oh.
Starting to talk maybe doing a New Zealand trip next, because we've got some family friends that are down there. They have a place, and they said they'd drive us around, and then I could make Moxley drive me around.
Hell yeah.
I'll go hang out with the Mox. I'll go look at this big deck she's been talking about for years. Mox, where's that big deck you love so much? Right?
You know she has some wild friends. You'd have a good time down there.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, all right, Mox, take me to go get tattooed. Let's do this thing.
That's awesome. It'd be magical.
Yeah, so it's starting to sound like New Zealand might be next.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that flight. You have to. God, I just couldn't do it.
But they've got hot springs.
Those are wonderful.
Hot springs are wonderful. That's where I spent the last day in Iceland. I spent like 5 hours in the Blue Lagoon, 4 or 5 hours in the Blue Lagoon.
Can you fly direct to, or do you have to go through Australia first?
You can fly direct to New Zealand.
I didn't know if they had an airport.
I think you have to fly to. I think you fly to Hawaii and they stop and fuel there and then take off again. Like, oh, good, I'm back in Hawaii.
All right, Fresh.
Did they clean it up since last time? Bye, Auntie Toonie.
So happy you're home safe.
Love you, brother. Be good. Give Mrs. Toonie a Scottish hug. Give her a Scottish hug.
All
See
right.
ya.
Good night. See ya.
Night, Addie Tooney.
See ya, Addie.
Let's talk about. Do you still play Pokemon Go at all?
I only played Pokemon Go for like 3 days, and then I was like, nah.
I would have been interested to see if you played it there and if there was any
differences.
Yeah, or if there was anything interesting about it. Maybe catch something different.
Because you're using a U.S. phone, all it would do is register that you're somewhere else, and so you'd still wind up with your same menus. because I was playing my Final Fantasy game over there, and it just registered the time. The time is different, but everything else about the game was the same.
Well, that's depressing.
So much for that question.
Yeah, let's not talk about Pokemon anymore.
I mean, it's a different. I mean, you would still run across the same Pokemon. One would imagine. I don't think they have anything different over there. Like if you wanted something different, you would go to Japan, but then you would probably have to download a Japanese account. But they get stuff way in advance, so.
Yeah, I would just imagine that maybe certain things they offer there in the game would be just a little bit different than over here, I guess. I don't know.
No, I didn't see anything different on the game that I play on my phone. I only play one game on my phone. And that was tough sometimes. Because I would get to a Wi-Fi account. I'm like, all right, now I can play. Nope. What else we got? Who else got questions? Gizzard Stew, you got any questions?
For you? I always have questions for you.
I just realized that's
what the hell was that?
It sounds exactly like it did the last time.
The hell was
Pokemon
that?
Ho? Man, can I get Pokemon Ho? Is that like you walk around and it's like it throws like skimpy cosplay outfits on all the ladies that you walk by?
Does it involve any lot lizards?
It probably. I bet it would throw some. There'd be all sorts of nastiness on there. Clutch says Mr. Mime is over there. Apparently, you can only get Mr. Mime in Scotland.
So my question is, what was your favorite meal?
Favorite meal was probably that meal we had at Bar 27.
That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. That was the first taste I got of that of the Scottish Highland beef.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. Really good.
Did you have a steak or a burger?
A burger. And then that's the first place I tried the sticky toffee pudding. And I didn't have any better sticky toffee pudding than I had there.
So you were trying to find that other places as you went along because you liked it so much?
Yeah, I tried steaks and burgers and steak and ale pies and.
Did you find Did you find the food to be good there?
Yeah, that's one thing I can say about Scotland is if you actually sit down and order a meal instead just grabbing something to go like a big. They're really big on baked potatoes. There's baked potato restaurants everywhere, and so basically that's kind of the fast food type thing. If you sit down and order a meal, you get portions that are out of fucking control. Out of control portions. Like I don't know that I actually finished an entire meal anywhere.
Wow.
Like I was always grabbing stuff to go or just leaving it because there was no way I was going to eat everything.
Did you ever get a meal that was just awful?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
That was in Stornoway in Isle of Lewis. We went to this fancy restaurant because it was about the only thing open. Wow, Lumi's
blinking out,
going full strobe on me. But yeah, it was. I ordered it was a buttersquash and cheddar tart, and so I thought that the buttersquash and the cheddar, I thought the cheddar would be really sharp and and then the buttersquash would be sweet, and so I'd get that nice sweet and savory, and it was just fucking bland, and I really didn't enjoy that at all.
I just wondered because when I was there, I don't have like any really fond food memories of England or Scotland, and we might have just been unlucky. I don't know. But I do remember going into a bar for lunch one day because what they said was to try local establishments, like look for where the people are going and go eat there.
Yeah.
So we went in like a little pub, and they had a chalkboard, and it said, the plowman's lunch. And so I figured it was like whatever the special was. They had it on this chalkboard, so that's what I ordered, and it came, and it literally was like a crust of bread with a big hunk of blue cheese. And it was like,
That's fucking gross.
I know, right? It's like maybe I guess I should have asked what it was going to be, but it was like, you walk into a place and go, I'll have the special. And it was awful. What's wrong?
Nick. The food was good everywhere that I went. Just those portions were just out of hand. Like, we got into Glasgow and walked to this restaurant, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have chicken curry. And I thought it would be like a lunch portion, like a little portion of chicken, and like you'd get the little bowl of your curry sitting on the side, and then you get your small plate of rice. No, it was like a mound of curry on top of this mountain of rice. It was out of hand. But yeah, the food, they really like deep frying things in Scotland. I'll tell you that much. Man, do they love deep frying shit.
Did you have the tradition? Oh, you don't eat fish, do you? I was going to ask you if fish and chips, but...
My mom and my aunt both had fish and chips all over the place, and they said they're never eating fish and chips here in the U.S. again. It was that good.
What happened, apparently. Lumi, what's the auto?
The what?
You said, uh-oh.
Oh, I said uh-oh because once you actually have legit seafood,
all right,
nothing will ever be the same.
Yeah.
RG, the Isle of Mull was windy and wet. Lewis and Harris were nice both days we were there. Exactly, Labworks. I thought I was going to get curry in a hurry. I did not get curry in a hurry. It was just a heaping plate of curry. It was really good curry, though.
Well, we won't talk about the Isle of Mull because you didn't like it.
Glasgow.
Jesse, do you have a question for Fresh? You've had the whole show to think.
Everybody's already asked everything I've thought about. Haggis. What's haggis?
Haggis is like leftover organ meat.
Did you said you had that there, or
I had some there.
I've heard about it before, but I forgot what it was. Is it good though? I mean,
it was very good.
I wondered if it would be bland like some other things, or be all right.
It's basically sausage that they stick in a sheep's stomach.
No, they don't cook it in stomachs anymore. It's not reliable. I did not go to Ione, and I'm glad as hell I didn't. Driving around on frickin' Mull. Oh, that was the worst. That was one of my worst driving experiences in my life, was driving around on Mull.
Tell us about your car faux pas.
I'm saving that for Friday, Gizzard.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I gotta have some content left for my own channel.
That sounds like a good one, though.
Haggis is not blood pudding. Labworks. No. Very different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, haggis. I don't get why people are so scared of it.
I'd try the hell out of it.
Yeah, it tastes like breakfast sausage.
I'm good with it.
It tastes like, depending on which restaurant you go to, there can be some odd notes to it, but it tastes like breakfast sausage is what it tastes like. So
do you think that the odd taste could be like the meat was too close to the asshole or something?
Not really.
I'm just
I mean, it's got. I mean, I'll ask the panel a question. Have you ever actually eaten like internal organ meat besides in hot dogs?
Well,
that's
see,
sterilized.
I think that's the thing that's scary about it is if it's going to taste like a different thing every time, that's weird. Like we have scrapple, right? But scrapple always tastes like scrapple. You could cut it thinner, cut it thicker, not burn it, or cut it or cook it a little shorter than usual. But it always tastes like scrapple. But if scrapple was to taste different every time, that would be scary.
Well, think about it like this, Nick. Like you order a pizza from Domino's and you order a pizza from Pizza Hut and you order a pizza from Papa John's. You order the exact same pizza from all three of them. They're all going to taste different.
True.
Yeah, but we're not ordering pizza. We're ordering organs.
Might as well be with the way that it's produced over there.
It's basically sausage, is what it is. So think of how many different kinds of sausage there are, and whoever makes it different. You could have.
So there's not uniform.
I mean, it all tastes like
breakfast sausage,
like
basically.
Jimmy Dean sausage.
Yeah.
It's just like
slightly different.
One place it was a little gamey. Another place there was like I asked everybody, has anybody here actually eaten like internal organ?
I don't know.
Besides the liver. And something that was in a hot dog.
Livers and hearts.
No.
Just only if it's like processed, like scrapple.
No, not processed at all.
No.
Chitlins. Anybody ever had chitlins?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. You've eaten the same thing that haggis is then.
Maybe people don't like haggis because of its name. Like people will steer away from things if you say the word moist.
Oh, they're scared. They're scared because they know it's intestines and they know that it was cooked in a stomach. It's not cooked in stomachs anymore.
It's like people are afraid of gizzards, but
I like chicken gizzards and stuff.
You can develop a taste for them.
Be good, Scott.
Yeah. Also, what does haggis look like?
What does haggis look like? It depends. It can look like a meatloaf. It can look like a sausage. It just depends on where. It just depends on where. It can look like a hamburger patty.
Yeah, because it's like an old saying: we eat with our eyes first. That's like liver. Like liver does not look good at all. But most people. Well, not most people, but some people really like the taste of liver.
There you go.
They just don't like the look of it. But
there you go. RG put out exactly what it is out there. It's heart, liver, and lung, minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, salt, mixed with stock.
Oh, that tastes fun. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that looks better than scrapple ingredients.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'd recommend everybody try it while you're over there. It's not. Don't be scared of haggis. It's on every menu. I guarantee. Everywhere, unless you're going to like a Chinese or Indian food restaurant, which there are everywhere over there.
Without a doubt, I'd try that stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
That might be the only thing I eat over there. In fact,
Marcia says she passes. Oh no, don't limit yourself to that. And if you go up to the islands, get that Highland beef. Holy cow, was that good?
Hell yeah.
You're making fun of me for fixing my camera.
No, I was fixing mine.
Oh, okay.
I was
Liar.
I was fixing my speaker.
You gotta be open-minded about things.
Haggis, neeps, and tatties. That's right. That's right. Lumi doesn't like the name.
I don't trust the name.
I don't trust the name haggis. It's probably the person that made it. His name was probably haggis.
Try some haggis. So what was the most fun thing that you did while you were gone?
The funnest thing I did?
The funnest thing.
Probably all the different walks I took. Yeah. Where I would just go out and walk for a couple hours. That's what I enjoyed the most, just getting out. Like when I was in Edinburgh, I went out and I walked for like 4 hours. When I was in Inverness, I just went out and walked out into the woods. Just getting out and seeing things, walking into different parts of town. You know, just getting away from the big tourist swell and going and seeing what the city's all about.
What do you got cooking in your head right now, Nick?
Me?
You seem like you had an idea on your head, in your mind, like, oh no, yeah, this is gonna be good.
What I was thinking about something earlier, and what he said about the portions of food, and how there was a lot of it, and I was trying to think if you know, when I'm looking over here, I'm looking at chat, but when I was thinking about the portions, and I'm guessing that their food isn't like greasy, probably doesn't have too much salt.
Yeah, it is.
It is. So yeah. What I was thinking is with the portions is, you know, I think we're the fattest country, right?
That's because Americans don't get out and exercise.
Yeah. Okay.
You could spot the Americans from 4 or 5 blocks away.
Damn.
Don't be nice about it or anything.
4 or 5 blocks away.
I'm not joking.
Oh, 5 blocks down there's an American tourist.
America.
Edinburgh. There you go.
Edinburgh's.
I'm getting Scottish pronunciation lessons. I like it. Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a lot like New York City, except for it's way more fucking charming than New York City has a chance to be. I don't think I was wandering through. As I was wandering through Edinburgh, it was like I never felt like I was in a bad situation. Didn't matter what part of the city I was in. It was awesome. Edinburgh is an amazing city. For everybody that goes to Scotland and makes the decision to go, you have to put that on your list, and you need at least a couple days. I would love to go spend a month, 2 months, 3 months over there, just in that city, just figuring it out, just going to all the different places and hanging out with all the lovely ladies.
I think the healthy food costs so much more, so it's so much easier to just buy the unhealthy food here. True.
Yeah, here in America, it's way easier to get bad food than it is to get good food. Over there, I mean, it was all fairly equivalent, and it was all in the same place. You could eat as healthy or as unhealthy as you felt like.
Did you try to snuggle with anybody and be like, "It's cold, I need snuggles"?
I did not attempt that pickup line, Lumi. I will keep that in mind for next time I'm in Iceland. Although an Icelandic lady may karate chop me on the top of the head and leave me laying in a ditch somewhere.
I'm cold.
They're all tall and athletic, and they just take off strutting down the street, and I wouldn't be able to keep up with them.
I just want to snuggle.
You just strap yourself onto one of their backs and just go for the ride.
Go with me. Why are you heading out into the tundra? Come back.
You can strap yourself on like a human backpack.
And then whenever you get on, be like, "I hear it's better if you're naked for heat."
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I don't mind you. Body heat. I don't mind you hanging on my back, but why are you naked?
So one of our panelists today put up a video.
You gonna share that video?
I am gonna share that video because I thought it was pretty cool.
It's okay, Nick.
Fucking magnificent.
Fucking genius.
That's awesome.
Stuff her up your butt. And stuff her up your butt.
So good job on that, Jesse.
Thanks.
That pixel music really spoke to my inner nude when he... Nerd.
Your inner nude?
No, it did not. It did not.
It spoke to my inner nerd when he was picking out the track for it. I was
your
like,
inner nude. How do we get the inner nude to become your outer nude, Lumi?
It happens during the interlude.
Yeah, hold on a second, Gizzard Stu. Take us off the air real quick.
You could probably do that. Here, hang on. All right, go, Lumi.
No.
We're back.
Oh, you're welcome to leave, Jesse. The rest of us are hanging out.
Nobody wants to see that. You only think you do.
See, I think you underestimate guys, because all of us totally want to see that. You see how fascinated Nick Devine is in what's going on here on the show?
He's looking away. He's like, nah, fuck this. I'm out.
Good job on. I thought you did a really nice job on that, Jesse.
Thank you. I tried to put it together in about 30 minutes.
Wow, that was cool. I don't know. That would have taken me longer than 30 minutes.
See, Scott Miller was leaving, but he's hanging around once he heard the interlude.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, wait a minute. I'm not quite out of here yet.
That's like totally shadowed that video now. Everybody's thinking interlude.
The interlude.
The great thing is Scottish people are not all that tall. So I was wandering around and it was lovely. It almost felt like I was back in Korea again. Except for Korea, I was like over the top of people. That was also fantastic.
Did you have any conversations with Scottish people and did you tell them that you were Scottish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told see, they warned us though. Don't tell them what clan we're from, because apparently the Armstrongs did some shit. We still haven't been forgiven for it. There's one or two that have made respectable people out of themselves, but the rest of them,
they were scallywags.
They were a bunch of scallywags, gizzards too.
So when you were talking to people about being Scottish, did they say, what clan are you from?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, No,
I'd tell them.
I'm one of the Greens.
Nope.
Did they give you a look and walk away, or?
No. It's kind of, oh, okay.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, that explains why you're sitting here actually stopping me in the middle of the street to talk to me. Let me be about my way, American.
Black cat, white face.
What's up,
Cat? Kitty cat.
All right.
I think my cat's getting sick of me being home already.
Like, when are you gonna leave already? Come on.
Yeah, like, where's the old lady who played with me with the peacock feather?
Who took care of your cat while you were gone?
My neighbor.
Oh, cool.
My neighbor Nancy. She's got a couple kitties of her own, so she understands.
She just comes in and feeds it and leaves, or does
no? She's a little terrified of my cat because my cat can be crazy.
Did you bring her back any toys?
Her stuff is getting shipped too.
Oh.
So I'm waiting for it to get here.
So the neighbor doesn't like come and actually cat sit for a little bit?
Yeah, she comes and hangs out for as long as the cat wants.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she just like ran in the door and poured it some water and
out real quick, spills the water on the floor.
Kind of like
she didn't pet. I think she gave her some pets, but mostly she brushed her, just because if she goes to bite, she'll bite the brush.
I gotcha. Did your cat seem happy to see you when you got home?
She's been, like I said, she's been pretty affectionate, but she's probably tired of me making noise in here.
Yeah.
Like, it was nice and quiet before this. Butthole.
What are you doing in my home?
Pretty sure that's exactly what she called me. Butthole. I watched a lot of Doctor Who while I was over there.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a good chuckle out of that. There's the very first episode of the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, whatever Matt Smith's first episode was. He's sitting there running around the house, and he has this little girl making food for him because he's trying to sort himself out. And he keeps saying that he loves these things, and he tries them, and he hates them in the new body. And so he's sitting there going through her fridge, and she's like, "What should I make you now?" And he's like, "You're Scotch, fry something." And I just got a big laugh out of that.
What's up, Owen?
SPORKLyFE watches EastEnders. And
we're yeah.
We're like 7 years behind here, I think.
Glasgowians?
Glaswegians?
Yeah, the Glaswegians. Yeah, everybody was friendly. Every city that I went to was friendly. except for out on the Isle of Mull. That's right, Scott Miller. Fish fingers and custard. Yeah, Isle of Mull is where I ran into people being dickheads. One guy in a camper, because it was a single track road, he just kept coming and he refused to stop and he refused to pull over in the passing places. And I wound up having to back up to get him, and then just it was tourists out driving out driving and being dickheads. So that was the only, and we had a rude cab driver in Sterling when I was in Sterling. We had a rude cab driver, but I think it's because he was supposed to be going on break and didn't want to drive us off. But he was the first one sitting in the cab line, so we did the right thing. Went to the first guy, like, hey, take us to the castle, and he just threw his glasses on the dashboard, and he was just a dickhead the whole time. And then he was very polite as we were getting out because I think he was trying to get a tip out of us. Not happening, buddy.
Too late.
Taxi. Was there any Lyft or Uber?
Yeah, they had Lyft and Uber. And Uber Eats.
Oh, they have Uber Eats, but I don't.
They do.
I don't either. Got no Uber, no Lyft, no nothing.
That's what you two get for living out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No cab companies.
To be fair, though, Jesse, judging by what you've said about your town, I'm pretty sure you could walk everywhere.
Nothing's here to walk to, though. You got to go to other towns.
Exactly. If I'm in Greece, I'm getting off. If I go to Greece, I'm getting off that plane, and Socrates is driving me everywhere.
Hell yeah! You promised.
They don't even have public transportation here, so anywhere around here.
Wow.
Nowhere.
They have public transportation everywhere. That's another thing about Europe. That public transport is amazing.
Tell us about the trains.
The trains were great. We got a table every time. You know, if you're going somewhere that's popular, you might want to reserve a seat. But we were able to just hop on a train anywhere we needed to go because we bought a pass to go everywhere. Everything was on time. Not like here in the U.S. where trains can be hours late and nobody blinks a fucking eye about it. Same thing with the buses. Everything was punctual because the system's been in place for so long. It's just.
Did you ride any of the fast trains?
Yes.
Between
Edinburgh, between Aberdeen and Glasgow, and
what is that like?
Edinburgh.
Like when they take off, you just go.
No, it takes off. It builds up speed.
Okay.
Like you don't really realize how fast you're going until you get up to like walk and go to the bathroom or something. You're like, man, it's a little tough to walk.
Going 100 miles an hour.
Going like Mach 1.
I think it was like 120, something like that. That's how fast it was going. Yeah, that was between Aberdeen and Edinburgh.
All right. Nick, are you running a feed tonight? What are you building? Tell us.
I'm building some grooved fuse staggertrons. Somebody won them today, as well as some Adore e-liquid and some stand-up 3D stands. So I'm going to build them coils tonight, and yeah.
You're going live right after this?
Yeah, right after this. I have this new thing where I have like 10 random builds written on pieces of paper, and every week somebody wins to pick one of them builds out randomly, and then I'll build it live and they get them.
That's neat.
I have a question for you. Is there a coil build similar to this?
Twisted.
Yeah, it just looks like a twisted wire, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, actually,
like a helix or something.
I'll send you a picture right now. 1 second. Your mind's gonna be blown. Wait until you see this.
Do a monster tiger.
I've been braiding hemp for so many years, I'll be able to do this as a coil. Mind is already blown.
Hell yeah. Vape model. Get a t-shirt. I quit smoking using flavored vapor.
Vape bottle. Oh, wait, you said model, not bottle.
Vape bottle.
Hashtag vape bottle.
Are you ready, Nick? No, he's not
Can't
ready.
find it.
He's not quite ready.
Now I need to know what kind of wire I need to purchase so I can start doing these in the form of coils.
Is it some kind of weave you have there?
This is hemp.
Well, the way that you're wrapping it together, is it a braid or a weave? What is it?
So I get 4 pieces of hemp in total, and then I keep 2 really tight in the middle, and then I wrap the other 2 around that one piece and tie it in little knots.
It's macrame.
Okay.
Basically.
You know who would be perfect to ask about that? I'm still going to show you the picture because it looked like that. I may not be getting a close enough look at it, but it does look like that, what I'm going to show you. But you know who did that a lot? Yeti. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he worked with like paracord a lot and stuff like that too before also.
Yeah.
Digging for gold.
Yeah. I'll show you.
I'm excited now.
But I mean, there's a bunch of different braids. There's a bunch of different things you could do. Like, I mean, whatever you could do with a rope, you could do with a wire, technically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you're doing there, you could do with wires. And if that's more flat than it is round, there's ribbon wire. So whatever you could do with something that's flat, you could do with ribbon wire. So technically, whatever you're doing, you could do it with coil building.
So would I have to get like 36 gauge for this?
We don't know. We'd have
32.
to take a look at it.
Yeah, probably if it's around 4 strands, about 32 would probably be good. Yeah. If it's flat, then there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it, really. You should check out, I can tell you about some braid videos. That would be probably cool for you.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely take them at a later time so I'm not intruding.
Homeboy Josh did some braid videos.
Yeah, he's done some. The person that has good beginner ones is Squid Dude has good beginner ones, yeah, he's got the good beginner ones.
Squid Dude.
Squid Dude.
What else we got?
I'm gonna start running around the room. I think we're
Fair enough.
I think we're good. Lumi, where can we find you?
Ooh, I got this. There we go.
Oh, she's gone.
I'm out! I'm out, bitches!
You can't find her at all.
Oh, wait, my screen goes poof, doesn't it?
You turned your camera off.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
She's trying to run away without showing us her outer nude.
Which was awesome because I said, "Where can we find you?" and you disappeared.
No, it was all of her information on the screen, though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that what you were trying to do?
Yes.
You're gonna have to show it through OBS.
Let's see. No, I don't know.
Or even you could verbally tell us.
Well, I have a terrible memory. It's somewhere in there as Lumi 1992.
Lumi.
If you turn your camera off for a little bit, everybody will see that, right?
No.
Or, no, it hides them. Okay.
I seen what she was sharing.
Yeah, me too, but I think it probably hides it for... I don't know how that works.
I think I have it set to hide when you turn the camera off. Well,
Lumi has been taken so many times, so I've had to go on a variety of different strands of my name.
Oh, I got you.
It has been taken. I was trying to actually find you on, I forget what I was looking for, but I kept finding all these other Loomies, and then some of them even kind of resemble you, and I was like, is it, what is this? No.
Loomy 29B.
So, I'll just type something in chat. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find me in different places.
There you go.
I have them all linked. There we go.
She's on every major platform.
There you
I
go.
even have a Snapchat that I don't know how to use.
You can find her on Etsy. Are you on Etsy?
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
I lied. No. I lied then. Jesse, where can we find you?
Well, I'm on Instagram, and there's only one of them. It's Stand Up 3D.
Uh-huh.
And then my website, standup3d.com.
And what about your YouTube?
And that's Stand Up 3D also.
Wow. You got lucky. You got to get all the good stuff under one umbrella.
Yeah. No one liked that name. Evidently, it's not that popular.
You didn't have to do Stand Up 3D 32B _.
Yeah. Metropolis, some random other words. Nope. It works every time.
Everyone knows where to find Nicholas Devine.
Yeah, N.Divine83 at MySpace.
Yeah, at MySpace. And Fresh, do you still have your Netscape browser? Email?
I don't have a Netscape browser.
He's got AOL.
I do have a hotmail.com, but
ooh,
I do too.
I refuse to give that up.
Oh, she's got it fixed.
Is that showing, or is that her camera off?
Loomy _streams on Instagram. Twitch is Loomy 1992.
Streams. Wait.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
YouTube is Loomy 7992 streams. I think.
1992 streams.
1992. Look like a 7. I'm old and I'm blind. Well, I have a couple things real quick. Get over to Vaping Swag. Get one of these shirts. Vaping saves lives. No buts about it. Hell yeah. And I showed the vape model.
Isn't he running sale over there right now? Well, he has a coupon code.
Welcome back fresh sale.
Welcome back fresh.
At this
20% off your order.
Welcome back fresh. 20% off your order. I didn't know that. Oh, I'll probably get in trouble later. Okay. And what else? The Quit shirt. Support CUSTARD. Get one of these wicked shirts thanks to Beauty and the Vape. You can fill in. It's a customizable shirt. You can put how many years you smoked and what flavor you used to quit with. And then you can wear that around and start a conversation with somebody. All the proceeds go to CUSTARD. So there. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Thank my panelists for showing up. Fresh, it's good to have you back. And let's vape our way out of here, eh?
Yep.
Hey.
RG, I did go to Glencoe.
As always, as you go through the rest of your week, try and be nice to someone, if possible. And get off your butts and vape. Night, everybody.
Stuffer up your butt. Stuffer up your butt.
That's awesome.
That sounds like that dude off the Family Guy.
That's awesome.
You never know it until it comes out.
That's awesome.
Get your fat ass back here.